Now I want to show you the analog sequencer and the step sequencer modifier devices. Now they're both quite similar in nature, but they operate in different ways. So you get similar results, but you've got different interfaces and different ways of working and different ways of creating those results, if you like. Now I've got the same guitar part, but I've spiced it up a little bit using the Ramfire amplifier. This is a product in its own right. And I've used the clean setting and I've attached it to the Pro filter again. So we've got a bit of a crunchier sound. It just gives us a bit of a more intense filter effect. The filter's straight after the amp, so. Okay, so let's say we want to affect that cutoff again, as we did with the LFO or with the envelope. It's very simple to do. Again, just drag and drop, open the bottom if you want to see the modifier. And now we've got this default setting and we are going to be synced at a quarter, 1/4, and we're going to be synced at a quarter notes. So it's a quarter of a bar. And if you want to add slide, this smooths the progression, the step between each step. Let's make it go a bit quicker. And really, this is like a sine wave. But we can alter any of these steps to make a sequence. Hence, the analog sequencer. And this is similar to sequences that you'll find on old analog vintage synths. If you take the slide right down, you get a much more robotic machine-like effect. Great. You can change the sequence length as well if you want. But at the minute we've left it at 1/16. Now let's take a look at the step sequencer and see how it differs. Now I'm going to assign the step sequencer to the cutoff so that we get a similar effect, and I'm going to switch it on. Now the only real difference here is that, let's get it to 1/8. We've got an envelope control, so we can decide how quickly these come in and how quickly they decay. We've also got a width control and an offset, but I'm going to leave that where it is so it stays pretty much in time. And you can see it's going through the steps here, and every time there's a highlighted blue step, it opens up the filter. So let's put it on 1/16. And this is very much like the sequences you see on drum machines, like the TR-909 or the 808, and it's on loads of different plugins as well. It's a typical step sequencer, say the Redrum in Reason or the Ultrabeat in Logic. They've got sequences like this, so you should be used to it. And you can just highlight and delete steps as you go along. And you can change the envelope for each step. Legato is very similar to the slide effect here. It's going to ease the transition between those steps. And you can quickly build up rhythmical, gated patterns. Again, we can fold down the bottom here and increase the amount. And we can also make it negative. And if we turn the resonance up, we're going to get really synth-like effects. Width is pretty much like the length. So you can completely transform your sound from a guitar to something much more synth-like. So there you go. There's the analog and step sequencers. And finally, I'm going to take a look at the input level modifier.